Good morning. Shall begin with today's part. That is only one process that is left from the manufacture of inorganic heavy chemicals. That is manufacture of sodium carbonate by Solvay process or ammonia soda process. As we know, the process itself can be studied in two different aspects. In the first part, we have to study about the physico-chemical principles, that is the optimum reaction conditions at which the yield of the product is maximum. And in the second part, we have to study the actual plant and process of the manufacture. So far, we have finished sulfuric acid by contact process, ammonia by Haber's process, then nitric acid by Oswald's process. Today we shall finish sodium carbonate by Solvay ammonia process or simply Solvay process. As we know that while studying sulfuric acid manufacture, sulfuric acid can be manufactured worldwide in tonnage of quantities. Because its manufacturing and the consumption both are very in huge quantities, and hence sulfuric acid can be regarded as a king of chemicals because the consumption and the manufacture on commercial scale, that is very high, and because of the consumption and the manufacture that is very high, and hence it is regarded as a king of chemicals. Suppose a question of the type that is dash acid is regarded as a king of chemicals, the answer should be sulfuric acid, because with respect to the manufacturing and the consumption, it ranks at the top position. Similarly, today we are going to study sodium carbonate by Solvay process. Sodium carbonate is also known as a washing soda or simply soda ash. It can, in the early days, it was manufactured by using the method that is known as a Leblanc process. But the process was outdated because it is almost old and there are a lot of demerits are there, and hence the process was outdated. Then after this process, in order to overcome the drawbacks or the demerits, another method was introduced that is known as the electrolytic process. This process of sodium carbonate manufacture was also found to be fruitful, but the only drawback that the process is cheaper only when electricity is cheap. So the process that is known as a electrolytic process is suitable only when the electricity is cheap. So in order to bring down the cost of manufacture, again, in order to bring down the cost of manufacture, again, another method was introduced that is known as a Solvay process or Solvay ammonia process. This process is having more merits over the two processes that I have discussed earlier. As we know that sodium carbonate, besides its use as a chemical, it can be used for a number of purposes. So sodium carbonate or soda ash is also known as a washing soda, having the composition as Na2CO3 10H2O or decahydrate. It is one of the most important heavy chemicals required in tonnage of quantities in similar to sulfuric acid, because it can be used as a industrial chemical also. So with regard to the first step, that is known as the physico-chemical principles, where we have to study the optimum reaction conditions. Now here there are no optimum reaction conditions observed, but only 2 to 3 steps are there. Those steps we have to follow, and quantity of sodium carbonate can be obtained efficiently. The first physico-chemical principle of this is, during this entire process, the temperature should be maintained around 30 degrees centigrade. So at such a low temperature, the manufacturing process can be carried out. So working temperature is 30 degrees centigrade. Second physicochemical principle is that the brine, that is NaCl, what we call as sodium chloride, this brine should be saturated. So whenever I use the word brine, it definitely indicates sodium chloride, that is NaCl. So brine should be saturated, that is NaCl should be saturated. And third is that high initial concentration of ammonia, which facilitates the formation of ammonium bicarbonate, that is NH4HCO3. And this NH4HCO3 that is required during this entire process, which enables us to manufacture sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3. So first physicochemical principle is a working temperature is a 30 degrees centigrade. Second is that brine should be saturated, NaCl should be saturated. And third is that high initial concentration of ammonia, which can facilitate the formation of NH4HCO3, that is ammonium bicarbonate. So if we maintain these three conditions, then it is very easy to understand the entire process. Now, if we look at the plant and process for this manufacturing, it is seen that the process itself is carried out in 5 different steps. First of all, I would like to mention all the steps, then we shall begin with every step because the steps are very easy to understand. First step is a purification of brine and saturation of brine with respect to ammonia. As I mentioned, that brine means NaCl. So how NaCl can be obtained? NaCl can be obtained from seawater. So where there is a plenty of salt mines are there, only there this plant should be situated, because it is very easy to obtain the brine, that is NaCl, directly from salt mines. Second step is that known as a carbonation, which is very important part of this entire process. Third step, that is known as a filtration. Fourth step is a calcination, and last step is a generation of CO2. So these are the 5 steps. Those are to be followed during this entire process. Now, first step is a purification of brine and saturation of brine with respect to ammonia. How can we see this? I want to show you the diagrammatic representation. See this diagram of Solvay process. Yes, this is a diagram of Solvay process. Here, just now I have mentioned the first step is a purification of brine and saturation of brine, which is carried out in this first unit, that is a ammonia absorber. So here it is shown a arrow, and above arrow it is written as a brine, that means NaCl. So sodium chloride from directly from salt mine, that is admitted inside this specially designed unit, and as sodium chloride that is directly obtained from salt mine, then it may contain certain impurities. I will show you the reaction after completion of this. Here sodium chloride may contain the impurity of magnesium and sodium. In order to remove these impurities, one should remove all these impurities, then and then the pure sodium carbonate can be obtained very easily. So as the brine that is obtained directly from the salt mine and it is admitted inside this ammonia absorber, here first step that takes place is a removal of magnesium and calcium. So this brine solution contains solution of calcium and magnesium as impurities. These impurities are removed by their precipitation. So magnesium can be converted into its corresponding carbonate, and calcium can be converted into its corresponding carbonate, that is CaCO3, calcium carbonate. And these impurities are removed. So here, after passing this ammonium, after passing the ammonium carbonate, that is NH4 twice CO3, the magnesium and calcium impurities which are present in the brine, those are precipitated, and this solution after precipitation is allowed to pass through this filter. This filter preferentially retains MgCO3 and CaCO3 as impurities, and the solution which is saturated with ammonia, because after removal of calcium and magnesium impurities, this brine is saturated with ammonia, and this saturated brine is now allowed to pass to the second step, that is known as a carbonating tower or carbonation. Before this ammonical brine is allowed to pass from the top of this carbonating tower, one more unit is there after filtration. Here cooling chamber is there. This cooling chamber has a tendency to cool down the saturated brine, because here after removal of calcium and magnesium impurities and by passing ammonia till get it's completely saturated with ammonia, the temperature of the brine that gets enormously increased. And in order to cool down this ammonical brine, first of all, here one specially designed unit is there. Actually, it is not shown in this diagram, but here one more unit is there which cools down the ammonical brine, and it is allowed to pass down through this carbonating tower. Now, this carbonating tower is a vertical cylindrical like structure around 3 meters in diameter. That means the diameter that is about 15 feet and 15 meters in height. That means around 50 feet of height is there. It is provided with a number of compound diaphragms. So these are known as a diaphragm. Diaphragm means containing small holes, and each is made up of a horizontal iron plate which is having a central hole and which is covered with a perforated iron plate. So this is a perforated, having again so many holes are there, which is known as the perforations. So these plates are kept like this. So number of plates are there, only 4 are shown here, and the well-cooled ammonia gas, that is ammonical brine, is now allowed. See this position of arrow, this ammonical brine, here it is shown, ammonical brine is allowed to pass down through this column, and here when this ammonical brine comes downward, this here one more unit is there, that is known as a lime kiln, where carbon dioxide is produced. Lime kiln means it is a specially designed furnace where calcium carbonate is burnt so as to form CaO plus CO2. So this carbon dioxide gas is allowed to pass down through this carbonating tower, and it meets with the downward coming flow of ammonical brine. So when these gases meet here, immediately NaHCO3 is formed, that is known as a sodium bicarbonate is formed. So at the bottom, sodium bicarbonate is formed. So here the third step starts, that is known as the filtration. Now the sodium bicarbonate, that is NaHCO3, thus produced, is now filtered, which keeps here NaHCO3 the precipitate, and whatever mother liquor is there which contains ammonium chloride and ammonium bicarbonate, it is pumped to ammonia recovery tower, which is used for again the saturation of the brine. Now after filtration, next step is a calcination. So here NaHCO3 that is present, that is a white colored precipitate, it is heated, that is twice NaHCO3 gives Na2CO3, that is our required product, that is sodium carbonate. So this is how the carbonation, filtration and calcination processes are carried out. Next step that just now I have mentioned, the carbon dioxide that is required for this process, how it is generated. To generate this carbon dioxide, a specially designed furnace that is used, that is known as lime kiln, and here after burning CaCO3 we can obtain carbon dioxide which is pumped to carbonating tower, and here water is mixed with the CaO, that is the reaction of CaCO3 gives CaO plus CO2. So CaO plus H2O gives CaOH twice, and this CaOH twice, that is calcium hydroxide, that is pumped to recover ammonia from the liquid. So here at the bottom again steam is passed, and whatever ammonia that is recovered from this ammonia recovery tower, it is again pumped to this unit that is known as an ammonia absorber. So this is how we can see how the entire plant and process that works. Now I would like to show you the actual plant and process, that is manufacturing process. I am having one video of 3 minutes. Just take a look at this video. So this is how sodium carbonate, that is washing soda, can be manufactured. Just take a look at the various reactions. The reactions are very simple. Take a look at these reactions. Then you will come to know how simple process it is. So here we have started with the manufacture of sodium carbonate, decahydrate, which is known as a washing soda. Now here in the beginning I have told you that brine contains the impurities of calcium and magnesium. So first of all, to obtain a quality product, and the product should be free from impurities, the calcium and magnesium impurities should be removed. How to remove these impurities? To remove these impurities, take a look at this reaction. First of all, ammonia gas is obtained, then it is mixed with water vapor and ultimately with carbon dioxide so as to produce this ammonium carbonate. This ammonium carbonate plays a very important role in the removal of the calcium and magnesium impurities. Now, when this ammonium carbonate is passed into the first unit, how it is passed? Just see here. Calcium is present in the form of calcium chloride in this brine, that is NaCl. When ammonium carbonate is added to this brine, then only the calcium combines with this carbonate, forming calcium carbonate as a precipitate, and remaining part is a twice NH4Cl. Then, if magnesium chloride impurity is there, then after passing this ammonium carbonate, again magnesium carbonate, that is precipitated, white color precipitate, ammonium chloride is obtained. So this is how one can remove these impurities in the form of their respective carbonates, and these carbonates are obtained at the filtration unit and the mother liquor which contains ammonium chloride, from which again ammonia can be recovered from ammonia recovery tower. Then I have also mentioned that during this process, first of all, sodium bicarbonate is produced in carbonating tower. So how it is produced? We are with ammonia gas from ammonia recovery tower, which is mixed with water vapor. Then carbon dioxide from lime kiln, that is by decomposition of CaCO3, which gives CaO plus CO2, and this is a brine that is known as a sodium chloride. When we carry out such reaction, this reaction takes place in the reaction takes place in a carbonating tower. So this is how we can obtain this particular chemical reaction, that is after passing ammonia, water vapor and carbon dioxide from lime kiln in saturated brine. Here one very important reaction takes place is a sodium bicarbonate that is obtained in the form of a precipitate, and again mother liquor, that is NH4Cl, is obtained. This mother liquor again contains ammonia and it can be recovered by pumping this ammonium chloride into ammonia recovery tower. Now the reaction that is known as a calcination, just now we have seen the first step is a calcination. Whatever sodium bicarbonate thus obtained, that can be decomposed or it is heated so as to obtain our required product as sodium carbonate. Water is removed and carbon dioxide is also removed. Now the process that takes place in lime kiln, that is a decomposition of calcium carbonate so as to obtain calcium oxide and calcium carbon dioxide. Here this calcium oxide is mixed with water, which I have shown in the diagram, so as to obtain calcium hydroxide, which is known as milk of lime. So this is how we can obtain all these products. So only few chemical reactions are there, those I have shown. So don't make confusion between this product and this product. This is known as sodium bicarbonate and this is known as a sodium carbonate. So don't make confusion between a bicarbonate and a carbonate. So NaHCO3 is a sodium bicarbonate and Na2CO3 is a sodium carbonate, which is our required product. So this is how we have synthesized this sodium carbonate. So in the video we have also seen certain physico-chemical principles that I would like to mention you, that the working temperature is 30 degrees centigrade. Second is that brine should be saturated, that is NaCl should be saturated. And third, high initial concentration of ammonia gas, which facilitates the formation of ammonium, high ammonium bicarbonate. So for this, ammonium bicarbonate is needed, and one more, calcium carbonate is also needed as a raw material which can produce this calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Again, all these added to this ammonia recovery tower, that is the ammonia recovery tower. So this is how, if we maintain all these reaction conditions, then and then a tonnage of quantity of sodium carbonate can be obtained. So I have completed the manufacturing process of sodium carbonate, that is a washing soda or soda ash by Solvay process, which was invented by Belgian scientist Ernest Solvay in the year 1864. So with this, I would like to stop here our first session. You have to immediately join after 2 minutes. I will give you certain instructions regarding your ensuing midterm examination and the nature of question paper also. And also, today we are having the internal test, which I have already mentioned, that is internal test for 10 marks is must, because you are having the theory papers of 40 marks plus 10 marks of internal, that will make a total of 50 marks, and you are getting the marks out of 50. So you have to join after 2 minutes, then I will give you the instructions regarding the examination, and I will also show you the video of manufacture of sulfuric acid also.